Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award-winning Fearless Tarot and the upcoming Tarot in Love, Consulting the Cards in Matters of the Heart, which is hitting shelves in just a couple weeks. I'm so excited about this. A new year and a new book. And Tarot in Love is also about understanding other people, their personalities, and also yourself using the cards. It is time for this week's Oracle reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals and asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the 3 animals were the lynx, the white raven, and the lion. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. For those of you who picked the lynx or the bobcat, the card says life is a mystery. And the lynx is able to smile at you enigmatically and kind of invite you into the mystery. The lynx is the one who knows the secrets and is also akin to psychic ability or intuitive gifts. So if you're attracted to this animal this week, this could be a time when your inner voice is really trying to get your attention, or when you really want to listen to the little signs and signals and symbols that you're seeing on your path. First card for Lynx is where it's best to place your focus this next week, and look at that. Appropriately, we have the High Priestess. And I love these weekly oracles because I find out about the cards along with all of you. I don't plan this ahead of time, and so it's kind of cool to see those synchronicities going on. And the High Priestess is the personification for your inner wisdom, your inner voice. So the Lynx people, this is going to be a week where you want to trust your hunches. You also want to make time for quiet, to really listen to the deeper part of yourself. The High Priestess has access to the wisdom that lies beyond our fears. Our fears are like that skimpy thin veil behind her, blocking or obscuring that vast ocean of lifetime upon lifetime of knowing that she's gained over the centuries. And so likewise for you, this could be a time to pull back the veil of what you're afraid of and really get back in touch with what your deeper wisdom's telling you. Make time for it. Anytime you make a connection with that deeper inner wisdom, it tends to pay off. So listen to what its lead is guiding you toward. Next is going to be advice from your inner wisdom. If we pick the Lynx and we got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And when the Queen of Pentacles comes up reversed, her little jittery rabbit is at the top of the card now. And the rabbit can sometimes indicate anxiety. Sometimes this can indicate a time when your anxiety is going to be a little bit more of a struggle. This next week, especially with the holidays coming up for a lot of us, can really trigger those anxious feelings. And yet you're being told with the Lynx, make time to breathe, get within, listen to your deeper self. And also don't let that anxiety take the megaphone. The High Priestess could be that reassuring voice that says the answer you're looking for is not going to be found in your tense shoulders. It's going to come from your breath, from your deeper inner knowing, from your deeper self. And so just take time to breathe, take time to get centered and to listen for the answer. It's going to come from within. And then finally, the mythic archetype that's going to help you is Bellerophon. And he is the hero who learns the lesson of humility. In fact, his card says humility, or hubris, as the Greeks would say. And what this is saying is just get out of your ego, get out of your pride, really come back to earth, maybe come back to your center. The ego is best friends with your fear and your anxiety, and they just kind of go in a circular firing squad and they get you all worked up. And what that High Priestess, what the Lynx is really telling you is that the deeper part of yourself is going to be the perfect medicine to handle any stressful situation that you're up against. And so I wouldn't pour gasoline on an already raging fire. I would instead step back, recommune with that deeper part of yourself and listen to your own counsel. And sometimes both the High Priestess and the Lynx can teach us that lesson of when to be silent, when we don't need to put in our 2 cents, when our ego doesn't need to be right this time. So I just think that quiet wisdom is going to carry you through the next couple weeks beautifully. Next, we're going to go into the White Raven Spirit, and this card says, trust in magic. And magic is that serendipitous energy that is around us that we can't fully partake in if we don't trust. So magic is kind of that part of ourselves that really needs to allow ourselves to stop controlling, to really just let go and let the universe, let it all flow toward you. There's a saying that the universe is conspiring to your best benefit. And so this could be a time when you're really needing to believe that and stop trying to micromanage or control every little detail in front of you. Instead, just go with the flow and follow the winds of magic. They're going to bring blessings. First card is where it's best to place focus this next week if you pick the White Raven. And we got the King of Swords, who is the upholder of the status quo. He can be a bit of a rigid figure, and he can also indicate that there's certain rules that you're feeling constrained by. The King of Swords could indicate some restriction, and he can also indicate some inflexible thinking. So this might be a time when you're really getting out of that rigidity, like I said, getting out of that need to govern, need to control, need to, toe the line, and instead just let go. It's like playing tug of war. It's, so much effort and energy to keep straining to hang onto that rope. Just let it go. It's going to feel so much like a better release for you if you do. And I just kind of feel as well with the King of Swords, this could be just a time where you're not letting the restrictive attitudes of others really constrain you. The advice from your inner wisdom, if you pick the White Raven, is the Page of Wands, and he's childlike. And whenever I see this card, I think of the word talent. And what I'm really feeling from the Page of Wands this week is that it's time to really let your best self, your best attributes, your best talents come to the fore, to handle people or situations that feel really intransigent. And so I think with the Page of Wands, this could be a time to be optimistic and also to approach the situation with a childlike openness. And then finally, we got the mythic archetype that's going to help you, and we got Heracles. He is the archetype of strength and perseverance. And I think you're just stronger than you think you are. But I think as well, what Heracles could be saying is that your strength is going to be found in that innocent, childlike, optimistic part of yourself, and not in the rigid, curmudgeon-y, angry, or controlling aspect of the self. So trust in magic. Next, we're going to go into the Lion spirit, and this card says, be generous of spirit. And Lion is magnanimous and present, and this could be just a time where you're really stepping into your pride, stepping into your space, and taking ownership of your environment. First card for Lion is where it's best to place your focus, and we got the Knight of Wands, another Wands card. And the Knight of Wands is all about travel, movement, finding another place. The Knight of Wands is saying if you're looking for your breakthrough, get out of doing the same thing over and over and expecting that different result. It's going to come from trying something new. It's also going to come from broadening your horizons, getting out of your head and into the world, reconnecting, and just opening yourself to life and its experiences. The advice from your inner wisdom is actually the Two of Swords reversed. And this card can really say it's time to make a commitment for the Lion to step out of limbo, to step out of that amorphous middle place. It may be time to make a decision. It may be a time to really say, okay, this is my final decision. This is finally what I'm going to do. It's time to move forward with this. But I just feel like that weird, incomplete part of your life, it really needs to be finished. It really needs to be completed. It's time to move on. And then finally, we got the mythic archetype that is going to help the Lion, and we got Persephone. She's the goddess of spring and also the goddess of the underworld. In the winter, she goes below in the underworld, and every spring she's reborn anew. So she's this archetype of awakening, rebirth, and renewal. And I feel coupled with these cards, the Lion is about to undergo a rebirth. Like the phoenix, you're going to come out of the ashes, revitalizing and blazing anew. So I think it's important to listen to what needs to end, what needs to die, but also to be reassured that rebirth is assured. And that is this week's Oracle. Verily, I say unto you, happy holidays, and I do hope you do have an enjoyable one. And I will see you again next week at the same time, same place. So do enjoy your holiday weekend, be safe out there, and be kind to one another. Take care.